Okay, we live, man. How you doing, Darren?
I'm doing great. I'm doing pretty good. How
Doing
you
good.
doing?
Tired, dude. Need a haircut.
Tired and need a haircut? Yes.
Yeah, man.
Actually, same here. I
Yeah,
do need a haircut too.
I'm really excited, dude. We got
It's
a
a
nice
long week. What a long week. Are we still waiting? We're still waiting. Still waiting.
man. Did you see that? Did you see that meme I put with the Statue of Liberty around the building saying is he?
Yeah. Yep. He's still here. I've seen a lot of people put together little short videos about driving to Vegas, helping out the count. Maybe that's what we need.
Yeah, maybe
Take a
so.
road trip to Vegas. We
That'd be
could
good.
help him out.
That'd be good.
Get it done for him.
You know, I've never
They seem to be a little bit lax about like taking care of things. They're like, yeah, we're gonna make sure that it's we start work at 7 and we start work at 10. Like yesterday they said they're gonna start work at 10 a.m.
yeah,
It's like, okay, all right, 10. I mean, uh, and then something that here's today that in Allegheny County, which is in Pittsburgh, the
yeah,
county around Pittsburgh, they took the day off today.
yeah.
They took the day off. I'm like, well,
This
Did, of all the times to take a day off, why didn't you take a day off in March? I mean, this is when we need poll workers, right? We need people to actually count votes here after the election. We don't need them in March. We don't need them in
Darren, Darren,
June.
Darren, hold that down for Saturday, man. You going in too deep.
Going in too deep.
You going in, man. I saw the antennas on your head, man. They were like going in. You were going in, man. It's all right. It's all right.
I
It's all
mean,
right. It's all right.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm just like, wait a minute. Come on now.
You was
Oh.
going in, man. I was like, okay. You was about to get to that moment where you get frustrated. You know how you get when we're in our. It usually
Okay.
happens.
Okay. I'll keep it chill.
It's our
Keep
Thursday
it
night
chill.
meetings. We're prepping for the show, and we'd be talking about something, and you would just be like, and you would just dial in, and I can see the vein in your forehead pop out a little bit. Like
Okay.
he's going in. No, but I feel you though on those taking a day off when we really need you. Because like I think it was Arizona. It was either Arizona, I think it was Arizona, where they were like, no, it was Detroit. They didn't transfer the ballots until 4 a.m. They were like wondering like what's going on with that. But anyway, man, this coming Saturday, we're gonna have two guests on our show. It's gonna be pretty good. We have actually I want to just throw a picture up so you can see what they
Yeah,
look
you
like.
had the pictures ready to
Yeah,
go.
I got their pictures, man. Well, it's coming off of my Facebook page, so but it's all good. Our Facebook page. But yeah, we're gonna have Bryan Heath. He's in the running for city council out here in Anna. I just want to just get his perception his perspective as a person running in politics. We both talked about
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
that's like. Then we have Kraig Brock. This guy is a very vocal person about politics. I could see him running for elective office one day on a local level and eventually
Good.
move up. He's very engaged. I know him personally. Bryan, I've not yet to meet Bryan, but how I ended up getting to meet Bryan I haven't met him personally yet. Actually, having a conversation this Saturday would be our first time talking, but just through social media, he's been following. Excuse me. He's been following a lot of things that I post, and we've been back and
Hmm.
forth. And and I didn't even know really he was running at first. And that was one of the conversations I want to have with him because I brought it up to our city council here. I mean, to some
Okay.
of our HOA members is that you don't get to meet people who are running for elective office anymore. You don't see them.
No,
I
that's a good
know
point.
I know it's COVID, but you can like walk down the street, hand out
Hmm.
flyers, do something so we know who you are. So I want to ask him about that because I don't know if there were rules in place because of COVID. Was there restrictions? I don't know. I
Okay.
want to bring that up, but just to give you a little insight of some things that happened to me this week in regards to speaking to elected officials. So
Okay.
I'm trying to get my patio built since last year. Everyone who knows me, I've been talking about this patio. All I want to do is lay on my patio, man, and chill, kick my shoes off, drink me a lemonade. That's all I want to do. And so I've been trying to get this patio built. I need a permit. I'm in the
Permit.
yeah. So last year they gave me the runaround. They gave me the runaround so much I got frustrated and I gave up.
Okay.
I'm not one to give up. So this year I get a head start. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get this in. I started in like March. Okay, I got my former contractor I had last year. We're gonna do this. We're ready to go. This year they raised my price of the permit $85. It was $100, went to $185. Then they tell me they need me to have a plot of my yard where the patio is like a plot, like a legitimate plot where your dimensions are plotted out from one fence to the next,
Wow.
how high up the house to the back fence. They want plotted out, right? So I don't know how to do that. So you got to hire somebody to do it. So my contractor
great.
called some friends of his, or they were architects. $600. They want to plot this out.
Just to plot it?
Yes.
Just to draw a picture?
So my contractor
Just to measurements?
right. So my contract, but it has to be on a plotted graph on the the paper.
Okay.
So my contractor did it for $300.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still pissed, right? So we have all our information. Like we can get documents, we can contact people, we can even have a public forum on an app, right, on our phones.
Yeah.
So, but on the application it says email and gave us the email number. So that's what I did. I emailed my documents when everything was approved by the city. I get an email back says upload it on the app.
So this was all this week, right?
No, this is like been going on for the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
So anyway, I've been frustrated. So I called the lady up. I mean, I emailed her, I text her. I'm like, give me a phone call because I don't understand what you're saying. I'm trying to do it on the app. Every time I do it on the app, you tell me I did it wrong. Please call me. I asked her 3 times. I got so mad. What was it? Wednesday. I said, okay, y'all picked the wrong one today. So I blasted them on Facebook. So I put her name out there, So she's a manager that they hired. So anyway,
wow.
But that when I put it on our community site on Facebook, of course, people start responding.
Okay.
So then our HOA president and the secretary called me, notify me, let me know that how can they help? I'm like, is this what I had to do to get help? Is that to blast you? Because if they didn't, if no one had responded, I was going on live, man. I was going to do a live video blasting these people.
Oh.
So anyway, what I found out was that we have a website also. So you have to upload your documents on the website.
Wow.
Although the elected officials for the HOA, and some of them were running for council seats and everything. The thing about it is that the whole point I made of that story was that you have people like the manager of this HOA who's supposed to be showing customer service. We pay her salary. You know what I'm saying? The people who paying dues, support that business.
You're a taxpayer, you pay their salary.
We pay it. So it's like you should, if I'm asking and you see I'm seeking help, why not reach out? That's what people do. That's how you show customer service. That's how you let me know that you value me as a person. Even if I don't understand. Now, I'm in tech support. I help people every day.
Yeah.
And I have to go out of my way to be nice and kind.
Yep.
I know people don't.
I've been there, done that. Yep.
They don't understand. So anyway, when it comes down to our politicians that are in these elected seats, whether you're governor, whether you're the Senate, whether you're the House, there should be a way where we can be more engaged with you, where you can answer questions, not just because it's election season. We need to have forums more often where we can address it, where we can bring issues up that concern our community.
I think that Facebook has actually been a positive in the local government sense, because now, like, your community can have a Facebook site. You can post something up like about what you did, and you can get a response. Otherwise, it's a phone call. You leave a message. On the Facebook site, you can get other people involved, and people are going to see that. And if you don't respond to someone's concerns, then that's going to reflect negatively on the elected officials. So maybe your new council person, who's our guest, can facilitate that for you. I hope.
Yeah, right? Maybe so, man. That would be good. No, that would be good. I mean, we need, and not just at the local level, but it could be all the way up. We need to have more engagement, not bashing people like someone we know does all the time on social media. But positive engagement to where we can get stuff done.
Yeah.
You can do polls through social media. You can do a poll. The elected official can do a poll. You can be a councilman, you can be a mayor, and you can say, what about this poll here?
As far as, I think Facebook, as far as transparency, in at least what I have seen, our council meetings, one reason is because of COVID. They're now online. So like you could log in and you don't even sit at your house. You don't have to go down to City Hall to sit in on a council meeting. So you could see it. It's all there and it's recorded. You could go back to it. The mayor, every week, our mayor comes and he does like a half an hour of Q&A. Okay. Right. And if there's no questions, then he logs off. Our superintendent does the same thing, especially now since there's been all this new information in, with COVID and what's going on with our students and schedules and things like that. Right. She's been on Facebook a lot with these sort of forums, and people can ask her questions and we can get answers. It's been pretty easy.
We did it with the HOA where we were able to voice our concerns early on. But when it got down to the meeting, there were no questions.
Okay.
I mean, we're talking about our concerns now, then you have a meeting and bring up new stuff that we didn't know you were going to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
We have questions and we can't answer questions. So I'm like, that didn't make sense. And so it's not like we're sitting up in a city of like 1 million people.
Yeah.
I don't even know what, I mean, we can't have that many. We got to be under 5,000 people probably,
Speaking of what's going on right now with the counting, I'm actually a little bit impressed that you actually see what's going on in the counting rooms. There's like there's a camera, there's a live camera. You can see people sitting at desk and they're going through ballots.
But what was the president talking about when he said that people couldn't view the county? The county.
He means that his people couldn't view it.
Why not? I mean, think about in the election, but when they're counting the ballots, it's bipartisan. You have Democrats and Republicans counting ballots.
Exactly, but it's not his people. It's not his lawyers. It's not his campaign people. Okay. It's a Republican. It's a local Republican. It's a local Democrat that's sitting right there. He's talking about his people. He was trying to get his people in the room.
But no one has their people in the room.
I know.
That doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. Not to me.
Okay. So
the Biden campaign doesn't have their people in the room. So.
And the thing about it that I like, which I was kind of disappointed in Donald Trump today, the last 2 days, this is where I was disappointed at.
Just kind of?
I mean, no, really. This is like, I'm serious. This is real. And it bothered me from a leadership perspective. You're in the election. I know you were frustrated. You're losing right now. I get it. I get the frustration. But we still have a country to run. We have a country to run. You may win and you may lose. But until that point of transition, you have a country to run.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, where are you at from a presidential standpoint with what's going on in our country?
Yeah.
And then you hear reports. I mean, I'm sure that was biased toward that because I did catch some of it on CNN where they were saying how Biden was speaking presidential. I saw some of his press conferences and some of his speeches.
Yeah, I was going to mention that.
I mean, he said some good things. He stood up as a person that said, I want this to be the United States of America, not red and blue. I get that. But I really wanted to see Donald Trump come up and talk about, at some point during his press conference today, about what's going on in our, as from a political standpoint, from his position as president.
He's not going to do that.
Not just the election, but what's going on? Like, what are the COVID things now? What's going on with COVID now?
He's just not going to do that.
What's the update on the vaccine?
Nothing has surprised me.
No, it's not surprised me. It was disappointing. And I wanted him to exceed my expectations. I wanted him to exceed my expectations because of the situation in the ballot counting right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's losing, and I wanted him to take this, come to the plate, man. That's all. Come to the plate. And not that I wanted him to win. I didn't vote for him. But I want to see anybody that's leading anybody that's leading our country to take the position serious.
Take a higher ground.
Not just higher ground. Address issues. Address the stuff that's important.
Well, the difference couldn't be any more stark. Donald Trump stands up and talks about his stuff and his campaign and how he's not being treated fairly, and Biden stands up in a much shorter period of time. What's the first thing he says? He talks about COVID. He talks about how we've had a record number of COVID infections and how he's thinking of people who are suffering right now. And he didn't talk about the election at first. That's not the first thing out of his mouth. And
Right.
you're like, wow, I don't know, that says something to me.
Yeah. I mean, it was good. It was good, man. Like I said, I wanted to see him just because I don't, like I said, I didn't, what I was feeling today, I didn't care who the president was. We know the results of the election. Let's talk about also during these next couple of days, real things that are essential to our country.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying, some real things, stuff that matters. The election matters, don't get me wrong, but things that matter also within our country. I want to see you go out fighting in a sense of, I can be this man that you guys said I can't be. And he failed on that to me.
For sure.
You could be my enemy. You could be somebody I can't stand, my enemy. But when you have something to offer that benefits me as well, I want you to do your best.
Exactly.
And that's what
he has not shown an interest in governing the country because to him it's boring.
I guess
that stuff is boring.
Well, I guess, man, but that's just, that was my perspective today, man. That's what I thought. It just kind of, it's maybe because I'm sad at how so much divided our country is.
Yeah, that is sad.
During the elections that we're divided like this, that I just want to see the best out of everybody.
That was my comments yesterday, and my sadness yesterday was this feeling of being so bitterly divided. And I mean, that's nothing new. It's been with us for years.
Yeah.
But we just don't get a sense of like we're in the same boat together anymore, do we?
No, but
that's sad.
That can change.
I hope it does. I hope it does.
Then again, maybe it won't change. Maybe it won't.
I hope it does. I hope it does. I mean, that's something we could talk about on Saturday, hopefully.
Okay.
I mean, so far, from my perspective, so far this week, nothing has surprised me. This has gone how I thought it would go, with the exception that the election was a lot closer than I thought it would be. I thought we would do better. We being Democrats, I'm a Democrat, that the Senate and House those elections would go better for the Democrats. But I did think that on election night that Trump would be ahead, and then mail-in ballots in a couple of days after that would reflect that Biden would start to come up on top, and that Trump would be petulant and challenge it in courts. And that's exactly what's happened. And now we're starting to see people demonstrate. So that was exactly what I thought would happen on Sunday. So
one thing that disappointed me also, man, is the news coverage.
How so?
It's frustrating. Last night, I remember it's like 11 o'clock. There's like Arizona and Atlanta's going to give us an update.
No, they don't.
It was like 12 o'clock.
I think they string us along. I think they're stringing us along. Man.
It was 1 o'clock in the morning, and I went downstairs, took my dog out.
This is last night. So this is the night after the election. Wow.
I'm walking upstairs, and they said, yeah, we're going to have an update right after this commercial or after this break. I went to bed.
See, I did not fall for that. On election night, I was up to 1 something.
Yeah.
And I fell asleep. I woke up again. I fell asleep again. Last night, when I knew that we weren't going to get anything out of Nevada, and to me, I think it's going to come down to Nevada, I said, I'm going to bed. It was like 11. I went to bed.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that was kind of frustrating because the rating is, these ratings, everything is about ratings. And it's like, dude.
Yeah, the news media is now about ratings instead of about news. I mean, that's nothing new. We've seen it the last decade, at least the last 2 decades, probably.
Because, there was another officer was killed down in Texas here. Another, military officer. You remember there was another one a couple weeks back. They found a woman dead. There's another one. They got the guy. I guess it was a guy. I think it was a guy that killed her. And this happened like last year. And
Well,
through DNA testing, they found out who it was.
that's one of the things that's disappointing about our news coverage right now is it's wall-to-wall election, and there's nothing else. What they should do is to have actual news coverage and then break in when there's something new to share about the election.
Like COVID breaks a record second day in a row, 120,000.
And that was not in the news at all. Not that I saw.
Yeah, I mean that's the type of, we're not talking about these things, It's just frustrating.
Yep.
And then you got Ohio sheriff, a former Ohio sheriff's major says she was fired by her former boss because she's a lesbian. Now she's
I saw that article. Yeah.
What else?
And then she gets a job somewhere else, or she gets elected somewhere else. Is that what happened? Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember the girl last week? She was in Kansas City and she chewed out the people at the Kansas City Police Commission.
Yeah.
Okay, check it out. Now she's
I saw that. That was like 2 weeks ago. Man, that was last week. I'm sorry. I think that was last week. Yeah.
Oh, she's being followed by the police now.
What?
That's for her. She's saying she's being followed after that video.
Oh my God.
That's an interesting story because you don't want to see anything happen to her, because even if the police don't do anything to her, because she spoke bad about the police commission,
something else could happen. Yeah.
Somebody else might do something.
Is that why the police is following her, or is the police harassing her?
She's looking at the harassment.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah. Look at this one, man. You hear about this one? Former Major League first rounder pick found guilty of triple murder with a baseball bat. Former Tampa Bay Rays prospect Brandon Martin, who was taken into the supplemental first round draft of 2011, was convicted of 3 counts of first degree murder on Wednesday.
Jeez.
That's news. It's sad.
Wow.
It's sad. But then also, let's find some happy news. There's some things that are happy that's going on, things that are good. Everything doesn't have to be sad and crazy news. You know what I'm saying? Some positive things can come out of this. The squad all got their re-election seats too, by the way. I like the Mark Cuban story. How he helped Delonte West go through rehab.
That's been very interesting.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. So they're still doing articles about that. You still see that. Baltimore elected Democrat Brandon Scott as his youngest mayor. That's always a milestone when you.
How young is he?
36.
Yeah.
That's major. That's something.
Big city.
Yeah, that's something that you can say is a good thing. Regardless of what side of politics you're on, you can applaud an achievement like that as a young man becoming mayor. Here go another good one, man, and I'm gonna let you go. Patrick Mahomes helped pay $100,000 to turn Arrowhead Stadium into a polling place. Major.
Wow.
Major.
Wow.
That's news that we don't hear about.
That should have been a story.
Yeah. That's some good stuff. Now, I do have one beef though, man. I have a beef.
With who?
Maxine Waters.
Oh. What'd she do?
Some people jumped on me today because I made a comment about it.
Okay.
But she said that
I didn't see what you said.
She would never forgive the black men that voted for Donald Trump. And my comment to that is, I'm a Maxine Waters supporter because I think she speaks her mind. But
the Herschel Walker thing. Okay.
No, I'm not talking about Herschel Walker.
Okay.
No, she's talking about just men in general that voted for him. And so my comment was this, that I'm more upset with the people who didn't vote at all. The men who didn't vote at all. I think first of all, when you say you're not going to forgive someone, that's not showing godly character whatsoever.
Yeah.
Everyone has a right to vote for who they want to vote for.
I'm not a huge fan of Maxine Waters. She's pretty.
I'm not a fan, but it's just
she's pretty stubborn.
She's stubborn, but she knows her politics.
Yeah, I hope so. She's been there for 30 years.
Yeah, but she knows the battle that some people who don't understand will never understand.
That's true.
To be a black woman in politics, long as she has been, it's been a battle.
But I respect that. I respect that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's what I respect about her. But then on the flip side, I think she speaks her mind too much. It's like she's been taken out of context with the comment about harass the people like they were doing in the restaurants at the gas pump, 2018. Sometimes we understand what you meant, but it can be taken out of context. You're in a position where you can't say stuff like that.
Yep.
So to criticize these men for voting for Trump, and you're not going to forgive them, that's something you should have kept personal. That should have been a public statement.
It's just such a blanket statement. I mean, it's hard to say that.
That's
like a blanket statement. Like I don't a whole group of people like that.
I understand. I don't think she literally meant it literally, but I do feel that it was out of context the way the media
probably sure
she shouldn't have said it.
No, she shouldn't have.
And applaud anybody that goes out and vote. Don't criticize people for who they vote for. That's going to come out in your own conversation and debates. Okay. But for a politician to say that, you can say it, I can say it, but for a politician to say it, it's not good.
What do you think of all these people on social media, on Facebook or whatever, and Twitter, that all they do is they post up, "Hey, I voted. I voted today. I dropped off my ballot. I have my little sticker on my shirt," and you're like, "Okay, that's great." It just seemed a little, I don't know. Let's pat myself on the back kind of thing. I voted. I mean, should we just automatically just start to like, oh, great, yay, we should like that and love that, and
that's a my wife thing, man.
That's just something you should do.
You said it is something you should do?
Yeah, it's just something you should do. You shouldn't seek adulation.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because you voted.
Well, like I said, me and my wife do it because that's something that we do together. So we'll post the
Yeah, but you post it on Twitter and Facebook that, hey, I voted today. Look at me, I voted.
We do that, man.
Okay.
But it's not like it's just a moment for me and my wife because that's something we did together. You know what I'm saying?
That's cool. Okay.
How many spouses, because of work and life, that they vote together?
That's true.
It's rare. So,
okay.
So it's getting late, man. We went long.
I get it.
Expected, man. So how about
all right. Well, join us on Saturday morning. Join us 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. I know many of you out there are on Central Time or whatever time you're at. If you're West Coast, join us early in the morning. Mm-hmm. Thank you for the support of the show, and we'll see you then.
Take care, y'all.
All right.